after doing a ton of research on the Etsy platform and just looking into the stores that are obviously so successful, I've come across some similarities in these stores. They typically have multi-item listings, and you might not know how to create that just yet, but you've stumbled across the right video, because today I'm going to show you how step by step to create a multi-variant listing on Etsy using Printify while keeping your orders automated. I'm also going to be walking you through the pros and cons, in my opinion, of why you should and should not do this. And I just want to make it as crystal clear as possible, because you don't know what you don't know, and I've been there before, and I've watched so many tutorials myself, so I'm on a mission to try and explain things how I perceive them, so it is a little bit easier to digest. If you find this helpful and you learn something new, I'd really appreciate a like and a comment and even a subscribe. I'm really looking forward to bringing more content like this to you guys, and just, it's so fun connecting with you. So just leave a comment, let's be friends, let's learn something new together. And I love sharing my journey and everything that I learned. So let's get into it and let me know what you think. Okay, now let us go through these pros and cons to creating this print-on-demand multi-item listing. Let us get into it. So let's go over the pros first, of course. So whenever you have multi-variations in one listing, Etsy will actually show the lowest price first. So you might have the highest price point photo, like the first mock-up might be the highest price point, but whatever your lowest price is in those variations, that is what is going to be shown. So you might have a $100 item shown, but it might be tagged as $20, so it's going to increase the clicks into your listing. Having all those variations in one listing will increase your upsell opportunity, which could increase your average order value. So say you have the mommy and me t-shirts with all the baby t-shirts, they're more likely to purchase a mommy and a toddler and a baby in that one listing, rather than having to go to a separate listing and buying it then. It just decreases the friction. It just increases your probability of having a higher average order value. I think I made that make sense. More engagement on one listing tells Etsy that you need a little extra boost in the algorithm, so the more clicks and favorites and purchases, even reviews, just tells them that your item is a little bit more popular, so it'll get more push on Etsy's side, so then it will just kind of be a compounding effect and domino effect. Hoorah. Having these in one listing saves you that 20-cent listing fee instead of having to list like 10 different products on your store and having 20 cents per product. If you put them in one listing, you just pay that 120-cent fee. So that adds up if you have a lot of items in your store, but it's just a little something. And then having multiple items in one listing gives it a bit of a mini collection feel, which also visually organizes your store and just gives it a bit more of an aesthetic, which just improves your storefront's aesthetic and buyer experience. And just, we love that, so why not do that? Anyways, let's move on to the cons. So as you know, you only have one title and one set of tags. So whenever you have these multi-variations in this listing, I highly recommend keeping your SEO to one single product, and don't muddle your SEO and like trying to target 13 different niches, because that is not good for your listing. It'll give you more clicks onto your listing, but it'll lower your visits, and that we don't want that. We want to keep our conversion as high as possible. So as we all know, customers are sometimes a little silly, so you need to make sure you are crystal clear on all of your points for your listing. You need to clearly label each variation. I highly recommend, you'll learn later on, but for the colors or sizes, to link them to a photo, so when they select that, they have it selected. Customers are easily confused, so try your best to just lay it out as crystal clear as possible so you avoid all of these questions that you might get asked. So this is the most important con, and the one thing that I hope you take away from this video that I actually did not know until recently, but different. So if your products are from different Printify providers, your customer may have to pay separate shipping fees per item, which would just increase cart abandonment, and we just don't want that. It's just highly recommended to have all of the variations to be coming from the same supplier. That will make sure that the colors are very similar, the turnaround times are similar, and they'll ship out at the same time in less boxes. That's one thing I want you to take away from this video, is that if you are making these multi-item listings, try your best to have them be from the same supplier. That will save you so much headache. I will show you in a second how to filter through that, but it's highly recommended to use the same supplier to avoid having your customer pay for extra shipping or receiving their products separately. We want to have the best customer experience as possible. In order to do that, we can have the items come from the same supplier. So that is a very important one. I hope that one sticks with you. I did not know that one. I learned it recently, so definitely try, remember that one. And then last but not least, you definitely need to stay on top of the availability for these products, because when you do a multi-variant listing, Printify does not automatically update whenever a certain product goes out of stock. So definitely stay on top of that, because it would be very bad if a customer purchases it and then they don't get it. That will fall on you. So definitely make sure to stay on top of that. So another con that I forgot to mention is that the base listing that you have synced from Printify to Etsy, the one that you've added manually, all the other variations, if you edit the price or the design and you go to publish it on Etsy, when it is published, it will delete all your manual variations. So just keep a watch for that. It is a little annoying, but it is what it is. I just want you to be wary of that, because I forgot about that recently and it messed up a few of my listings. So remember that. So now that I've walked you through a few of the pros and cons in creating this multi-item listing, I want to show you a little trick on the Printify platform so that you can filter by supplier. So let's just go to women's t-shirt. Once you have suppliers that you know and love, you've figured out which ones work for you, you go here to filters and go down to providers, and let's say, I'm pretty sure Swift POD is a very popular one. Let's just stick with one supplier, and then boom, all of these are Swift POD. And to just double check, you just go in and choose manually, and boom, there you go. So that will save you a bit of the headache on having the multiple providers because of shipping time, shipping cost, and all that fun stuff, even colors. There's a little trick for you to quickly check which supplier you are using. So now I want to show you a way to actually create a template in your store. So every single time you go to create these multi-item listings, you have a template to fall back on, so it's much easier and it saves you a bunch of time. So of course, we're just going to press add a listing and fill this out to the product you are creating specifically. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to do a t-shirt listing because that is the most common one that I see. So I created it. It is a finished product. It is made to order. And for print on demand, it's an item that my shop altered. I am not using AI, but if you are, definitely make sure to disclose that. You don't want Etsy to ding you, because they will. I promise you that. So for the title, we're just going to put adult and toddler template. The beautiful part about templates is that you can create them for all of the different types that you do. Say that's t-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts. It can be all different types of blankets. It can be all that fun stuff. So it's just taking the time to create that template saves you a bunch of time. So for the photos, I'd recommend just adding your generic ones, like your size guides, your thank you notes, all that stuff. And for the description, I highly recommend loving your future self and inputting the description that you typically use, and then just changing the top 2 sentences to that specific listing when you go to actually create it, just so it saves you more time. Like, time is of the essence when it comes to this, and I just recommend it. The variations where the magic actually happens. You can only do 2 variations, and that's typically colors and sizes.
And because of the only 2 variations, we need to be crystal clear by labeling the sizes by the product plus the size. So that'd be hoodie small, t-shirt small, sweatshirt small. And this is what it would look like whenever you are finished.
For this template, I am going to be using a mommy and me t-shirt. So that's going to be an adult t-shirt, a youth, and a toddler. So the most important is the color and the size, because that is what the variation is going to be. So the colors that we are using is white, butter, and I believe natural. And I do recommend linking photos to the variations to avoid any customer questions. I just recommend it. That's just for me. And then we're also going to add a size. So just input all your sizes. Adult small, adult medium. Cool. What size? And then toddler. Definitely make sure that you are correctly labeling the sizes because that could be a customer issue, and it's just very good to make sure you get that correct. Great, so now that I have all of my sizes in here, oh, I'm missing one actually. No, I'm not. I am. So I do believe, let me fact check myself, the variations pop up in how you list them. So if you want to change that up, just drag it like that. So easy peasy. Say I ended up doing 5T first and then all the other ones, you can just drag it like this. This part is also important. So we're going to select prices vary, quantities vary, and SKUs vary, because since we're using Printify, all of these do vary. Make sure to click on SKUs vary, because that is what is going to link Printify to the product. So now we can preview it, I believe. We cannot yet. So another easy peasy thing to do is we can go through and select and bulk edit the price and the quantity. So I'm going to go in and select update the quantity now so we can actually preview this. So I'm doing $999 because that is the highest you can do. For the sake of the template, it is good to just go in and put the pricing that you normally use so you don't have to change this later. For right now, just for quickness sake, I'm going to select the same price for everything. Don't come for me. I'm just doing this to save time. We can preview it. So we see we have butter and size. Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, leave your materials blank, your tags blank, because this is a template. But make sure to select your shipping profile and have all that good to go. So we're just going to save this as a draft because this is the template. So that is how you create a template that you will later just press this gear icon and press copy and go in and fill out all the rest of the information. Remember, you're going to go back to variations and click on SKUs, because now this is how it syncs to Printify. So we're just going to go to our mama shirt and we're going to get the SKU. So since we have two colors here, this is where it gets tricky. We are going to copy and paste the small white and put that in, boom, right there. And then adult medium white, boom. So this is how Printify will automate this. So copying and pasting the correct SKUs is very, very important. So whenever you are doing this, make sure that you are putting in the right SKU, because in the past I have made that mistake where I'm just like zoning out, my eyes gloss over and I'm just going bebop going and I get it wrong. So just try to make sure that you are copy and pasting the right ones, because as you can see, this one was white and butter and now it's butter and white. I might not catch that if my eyes weren't, glossed over just yet. So tricking me, now it's that white youth small. So I'm gonna go white youth small and copy and paste that. Okay, so let's say the supplier that you're using doesn't carry a butter in the youth. It's easy peasy. You just click right here and click that off, and you won't have that option in the variations. So it's easy peasy. Say your hoodie and your sweatshirt are similar colors, but they're named different colors. So say it's heather blue and the other one's sports gray. Put both color names in there, but just switch off the ones that it doesn't apply to. So say the heather blue is for the pullover, but the sweatshirt is sport gray. Select sport gray off of the sweatshirt and vice versa. Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. I'm trying to make this make sense, and it's surprisingly kind of a hard concept to explain. So hope you're staying with me. Comment down below if I am making sense. Okay, anyways, great. So that is how to create the template, but the other way to do it, say you are doing the youth to the mother size and then a sweatshirt and a hoodie whatever that is may be. So when you are in Printify, you only have to publish one of the items. Repeat after me. Say you put the design on multiple different products, you only have to publish one item for it to sync. You do not have to publish every single item to your store, but you do have to save it as a draft in Printify so that it has a SKU created. So say we're going to go ahead and publish this Mama Girls Youth t-shirt. So all we have to do is go down here and press hide and store. I like to select the second one here so it's better for SEO. And so we are going to publish, but it is going to be in our draft. So do not worry about that. We're going to let that publish, let everything suck over. And then when it does, that is when we are going to input all of the other variants. So we aren't going off the listing template that we created. We're just going to do it to a fresh listing. And it's easy peasy. It's the same concept. It's very simple. It's just copy and pasting as you've seen. So now that that product has sucked over to our drafts, I'm going to select into it. And now we are going to spruce it up, add the other variations, add our mock-up photos to show all the different variations. And we are going to copy and paste our SKUs. So I will say, since we already have these variations, whenever we go and edit them, it is going to delete these, which sucks, but it is a-okay. We just need to make sure on the sizes that we are as crystal clear as possible. So since this is the youth, we're just going to go in and go youth extra small. So a little trick is actually don't delete the sizes that are already inputted just yet. I would keep those and just press apply, so you can go ahead and go in and copy and paste the SKUs just like that, so you don't have to go back over to Printify and copy and paste them. So I'm going to do this real fast. Since I have all that finished now, I'm going to update the price, so it's $24.98 for all of them. I'm also going to update the quantity. Great. So now that I fixed that, I'm going to go back to the variations and just delete those, because when we're doing the group variation like this, we need to have the sizes have the adult small, youth small, toddler, all that fun stuff, since the variation doesn't explicitly explain that. I hope that makes sense. So now let's just put in all the other information. But you'll soon notice that doing this, all these steps, is why the template is honestly so clutch, because we're pretty much doing more work doing it this way. Truth be told, we're doing more work, and why do we want that? Great, those are all in there. So now we're just going to finish all the steps, fix all the SKUs, all that good stuff, so we can go in and see it. When it comes to this step, I recommend having split screens or just halving your screens to have these SKUs so you can easily copy and paste. Again, that is how Printify picks these things up and syncs it so you don't have to do anything. But as you can see, this is now what it looks like. We have all of our different sizes, so love that. Love, love, love that. So we're just gonna publish that whenever we are done. So my friend, that is how you create a multi-item listing on Etsy. I really hope I explained it properly. This is a surprisingly difficult topic to explain. Maybe it's just me. I've tried to record this video like 4 times. I'm not even joking. But yeah, I really would appreciate a like and a subscribe. Comment down below what you would like to see next, because I love sharing my journey and all that I learned on passive income, print on demand, and digital downloads, all the things. It's so fun. I love being friends with you. So yeah, I will see you next time, and have a good one. Have a good day. Bye.